Our topic today is people who have returned from the dead. Bring a cup of tea or your favorite drink and let's get started. Back from the dead, that's what they saw. People of different ages and places woke up after they were about to die and told strange stories, including their leaving their bodies and ascending to heaven. Are these visions fantasies, or is it a mysterious phenomenon that science has not yet revealed its secrets? There is an assumption that it is biochemical reactions within the brain and sensory perceptions that generate these visions at a time when the body is under extraordinary tension and senses the imminent danger of death. The German women's magazine Jolly published a report on the strange experience of Christine S. when she was 19 years old, when she lost consciousness after a traffic accident. Her heart stopped beating, and after that she lived, as she said, a near-death experience, according to a report by writer Hassan Zenand on the Deutsche Welle website. This event changed Christine's life upside down, and she said, "I saw my body on the operating table in the hospital with an open chest. I looked at myself from above. I heard the surgeons say, 'Hurry up, we will lose her.' I didn't feel anything. I was just amazed. Then I saw a wonderful light, and I suddenly felt warm and soft floors under my bare feet." Clinically dead. It happened on April 22, 2000, and Christina was clinically dead for 23 minutes before doctors could bring her back to life. This is a story of millions of stories from different continents and races. Experiences that were seen in the past as hallucinations before they became the subject of scientific studies. Is it just fantasies or delirium or something else that science has not yet been able to decipher? In this regard, the German neurologist Wilfried Kuhn, who has been researching the subject for nearly a quarter of a century, believes that science here reaches its extreme limits. Of course, the reason for this could be a lack of oxygen or the effect of hypnotic drugs, so that hallucinations occur. But if it is just illusions, how can a patient see things when he is clinically dead? Experts believe that at least 10% of people have experienced imminent death. And according to press statements by a neurologist at the Royal Hospital in Copenhagen, Daniel Kunzela, on the subject, all these people were revived again, and their brains were able to survive. Alive without any major damage, otherwise they would not be able to recount what they lived through those experiences many years after the fact, meaning that they are experiences that occur at a time when the brain is still functioning well. Near death. In 1892, the Swiss geologist Albert Heim, who was a mountain climber, lived through the experience of imminent death, which he recounted in the yearbook issued by the Swiss Alpine Club under the title Notes on Death During the Fall. Heim accurately described the seconds he lived falling from the mountain, and how he rewatched his life tape with a surge of positive emotions, even though he was on the verge of losing his life. The strange thing is that the experience was not related to the fear of death. On the contrary, he made it clear that he was swimming in a sea of indescribable inner peace. Visions. A near-death experience is a group of visions and sensations after clinical death, or an advanced coma. Among them is the feeling of separation from the body and a full view of the past life tape, and then entering a tunnel leading to bright light and feeling lasting love and eternal peace. Although what is narrated by returning from death differs in some of its details and colors, many elements of this scenario are repeated, either partially or completely. But there are also some negative experiences associated with feelings of pain and unhappiness. Raymond Moody. Raymond Moody, an American philosopher and physician, and one of the most famous contemporary researchers who specialized in studying the mysterious boundaries between life and death, did not himself live the experience of imminent death, but he mixed in his surroundings with many people who lived that experience. At that time, there were no specialized scientific or university studies dealing with the subject. So he tried to develop an accurate methodology and investigated 150 cases that were the subject of his famous book Life After Life, which he published in 1975. In his book, Moody accurately described the elements that are repeated in the narrative of those who returned from the dead as follows. At first, the returnees hear a noise or ringing. Then they go at great speed into a long, narrow, dark tunnel, so that the person suddenly finds himself outside his body, but with full awareness of his surroundings. After that, a slow adaptation phase begins to understand and assimilate the new situation with the awareness of having a body, but it is different from the physical body. The dead hear and understand. According to writer Inga Kardashina in a previous report published by the Russian FPR website, in general, the human brain lives much longer than many people think. Brain activity begins to diminish, separation occurs gradually, and the different parts of the brain begin to stop working individually and in succession. Therefore, the human brain may survive over several hours. The writer mentioned that awareness continues after the human heart stops working, as it continues to perceive everything that is going on around it, even if it can no longer make any sign that expresses its life. At the same time, scientists confirm that the dead hears and understands everything that surrounds him. And she confirmed that in the last hours of brain death, a person feels during this short period that he is a prisoner inside his body, and he hears and feels everything around him. Kardashina explained that many studies have confirmed that the last thing in the brain to die is the area related to memories. Accordingly, it can be explained why those who have experienced clinical death pass before them all the events of their lives. In general, studies have not been completed yet, given that the human brain is considered one of the most difficult mysteries that have not yet been solved. The end. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.